Here we go. So, you got a dream, and every once in a while, when things get quiet, you can even feel that life years out there in the distance, waiting on you. And then it disappears, back behind the curtains of society's expectations in a comfortable salary. I'm Ryan Fightmaster, and I left the practice of medicine 6 months ago to go own that life I longed for. And now, every day when I wake up, I get to go for it. Today, I outlined the 5 pivotal things that I had to lose to get from where I was a year ago to where I am today, owning a life I love. Number 1, my willingness to do things I didn't want to do. This one's listed first for a reason. My life simplified immensely when I finally admitted to myself that for me to be okay, I could no longer build my life around things I didn't want to invest my energy into. For 8 years, I was content, living my life half manifested, doing something that really wasn't my dream. And you know what? The ability to do things you don't want to do, to sacrifice, to suffer in the short term is an amazing ability. In the long term, is something that can make you lose yourself. And that's exactly what happened to me. And then about 6 months ago, the day arrived where I refused to live that life anymore. Number 2, my fear of upsetting people. Somewhere along the line, I realized that if I was really gonna go for it, stake a claim to who I was, it was going to bother all the people around me who weren't doing just that. And that was something I had to live with. At the end of the day, if I disgruntled those folks, it wasn't my problem. I had to care more about my own happiness than other people's need to categorize my life. Number 3, my habit of prioritizing financial security over my health. I remember one night, it was right after I quit my job as a physician because I was depressed, and I was talking to my wife and I said, hey, I think I'm gonna pick up a couple of shifts at the hospital because we could really use the financial security. She looked at me and she said, we don't need it that bad. Too often in life, we use money as a cop-out for really committing to the thing we're supposed to do with our lives. It frees us of responsibility. My $400,000 salary was standing in between me and who I wanted to be. Number 4, my constant desire for perfectionism. For too many years, I waited on the sideline of medicine, waiting for the perfect solution, a perfect career to just manifest out of the woodwork. Something I could do every day that would be a perfect, lock and key solution to my medical problem. Again, after years of waiting, I realized nobody was coming to save me. There was no perfect solution that was gonna save me from the costs, from the pain, of the suffering, from leaving behind something I spent $200,000 on in terms of student loans in 8 years of my time. At the end of the day, there was nothing that was gonna save that. So I left and embraced the idea that me leaving medicine was gonna be messy. I was gonna have to fail a lot. And I was probably gonna look like an idiot doing it. Because all the things I do now, I haven't spent the last 8 years investing my time into. So I'm not gonna be very good at the majority of things that I'm working on right now. And that's okay. Because at the end of the day, we don't play the game of life to win. We don't play the game of life to avoid losing. We play the game of life to figure out who we are. And for me, that was not happening while I was a doctor. Number 5, my belief that I can make everybody happy. By the way, how arrogant is that? How omnipotent is that? I actually thought I could make other people happy. Here's an obvious admission. I became a doctor in large part because of fear, and in equally large part because I wanted to make those people around me happy. I wanted to make my family proud, and I'm sure in some way, me becoming a doctor did provide some happiness and provided pride to all those people around me. But you know what? I'm not so sure that ended up moving the needle much for anybody in my life around me in terms of them actually waking up in a better place every day. That's just honesty. We all have things that the people around us cannot solve for us. Same thing went for me. As I went around doing all these things to make these other people happy, I expected them, whenever I actually wasn't owning responsibility in my life, to do the same things for me. And that's not love, that's codependency. When we take charge of our own happiness with personal responsibility, we show the people around us that it's possible to do so too, and then it's up to them. But honestly, at the end of the day, I have to be in charge of if I'm okay at the end of every day. Whew. Those are my big 5 things I had to let go of to be able to be where I'm at today. And to close today out, all I can say is this. If you really want a different life for yourself, and that tug on your soul is starting to get a little annoying, prepare for a loss or 2. I needed to lose those things, and it was about time. Let's go live a life we love.